Hey guys, I thought I would get on here really quick and go over a few things that I feel like we need to talk about. So let's talk about it. And that is teeth. These things that everybody has, or at least hopefully all of us should have. I decided that I wanted braces at a very young age. I am a crazy tooth person, love teeth. They're awesome, especially if they're pretty, nice and shiny and clean. But my family decided that I did not need them, even though like I begged and cried and pleaded, please let me have them. No, you can't. So as an adult, I waited and waited and waited, and then finally I said, you know what, let me do this one thing for myself, and I did. And I decided to go and speak with an orthodontist and have a consultation, and they said, you really don't need them. Your teeth look beautiful, but if you really want them, then okay. I mean, they're going to take my money, so why not? So what I have are fast braces. They're not the traditional braces that are in the shape of a square. They are actually in the shape of a triangle. And what it does is when it's on your tooth, it kind of, let me, if I can make a triangle, it kind of moves your tooth like this, if that makes any sense. Instead of, I can't even make a square. Instead of doing this, I don't know, the triangle moves faster, supposedly. But with Invisalign, I would have had to have been in braces or in Invisalign for, I believe it was a little over 2 years. And in traditional braces, it was right at 2 years. Well, with this, fast braces, they said it was going to be about 7 to 9 months, and I'm almost at 1 year. And that's just something that happens with braces if you pop off a bracket, or if you don't take care of your teeth the way you're supposed to, it may prolong your treatment. Well, my situation is I kept popping off the brackets because my problem was I have a deep bite, which is just another form of an overbite, and I also had gaps in the especially along the bottom row of teeth, and it drove me crazy, and I just really wanted that fixed, like really wanted it fixed. I'm also going to show you some of the products that I can't live without when it comes to my teeth and my braces. So hopefully that'll give you guys an idea of what it is that you need to get and where it is that you need to go, those types of things. I kind of didn't really care what people were going to think of me with braces, because at the end of the day, well, maybe not at the end of this day, but at the end of the day in general, I'm going to have a beautiful smile. You know what I mean? Like, when people look at you, I don't know if you guys are the same way that I am, but I look at people's teeth. I'm talking to them, I'm going to look at their eyes, and then I'm going to look at their mouth. If they have, you know, crap hanging out of their teeth, or their teeth are yellow or funky, I mean, I don't know really how to explain it, but if they just don't look the way that they need to look, I can't concentrate on anything that you're saying. Like, really, I just can't. Like, I've checked out completely out of this conversation. So it may be that way for some people when they see my braces. Like, oh my God, they stare at them and they're like, you have braces? You're an adult? That's supposed to happen when you're a kid. I don't really care. You know, like, they're going to be beautiful and your teeth may not be beautiful. So what? What now? You know, like, care what other people were thinking about my teeth beforehand, now, afterwards. It's something that I'm doing for myself, something for me to make me want to stare at my teeth. I don't really know. That's just how I am. And I've gotten really good about not necessarily hiding my braces, but how to talk so they're not like all in your face, like, hello, I have metal in my mouth. And that's just something that comes along with the longer that you have them, you know, how to move your lips and stuff like that. I don't do it necessarily to hide them, but more so you're not like braces, braces, braces. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about fast braces. Fast braces have been around for over 20 years. They're different from the traditional braces because traditional braces are going to move your teeth in 2 different stages. And that's typically over a period of 2 years. The first year they move the crown of the tooth, and then they follow it the next year by the root. So the crown is moved first, and then the root is moved second, if that makes any sense to you. So with fast braces, what happens is they just, guess what, your crown and your root, they're going to move together. So of 2013, the end of February 2013 is when I got them on. and I was supposed to have them on for 7 to 9 months. Unfortunately, I popped off a couple of brackets because of the way my bite is, and it prolonged my treatment. So very first appointment, I was like, oh my God, like, that's working. Like, seriously, they're getting straight. And they do it in stages with the fast braces. So my very first appointment, they put 4 brackets on. The first 4 teeth at the top, and then another 2 weeks later I went back for, or maybe it was a month. I'll include the pictures at the end that I've taken after every appointment. I don't have, or not every appointment, most of the appointments, so you see a good progression. Now of course I still have them on, so I will be doing a follow-up video when they come off so you guys can kind of see where I started and of course where I ended. Another pro with the fast braces is typically they're cheaper than the traditional braces. And you say, why is that? Well, you're not going to be having so many appointments. With the traditional braces, you're going to have a lot of appointments because it's going to be a longer amount of time. 2 years versus a year is a good way to put it. So when you're paying for your braces, you're not just paying for what you got going on in there, but you're paying for the office visit, you know, for the hygienist or the orthodontist to get in there, the rubber bands, all of those types of things. So I can't really think of too many cons with the fast braces. I would say that my appointments seem very frequent, especially when you're first getting started because they do it in stages. Like the very first appointment, then the next appointment, I want to say it was like 3 weeks apart. And then it was like every 2 to 3 weeks. With the traditional braces, you're going to have those on for a few months and then have an appointment. So that kind of sucks, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But hey, it's going to happen pretty fast. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with it. They did it in stages. You know, they did like the 4, and then I went back another time and they did another 4 and another 4 and whatever. But I don't have braces on or brackets on all of the teeth because my main concern was the spacing and on the top and the bottom, the gaps. So that was my main concern that I wanted fixed. So I'll show you really quick. Like the braces or the brackets are on these teeth right here. And then there's one in the very back, which I can't show you. So I have a wire, this one, that goes all the way to the back on the top. And then on the bottom, sorry, I'm trying to look at the camera because I don't want to poke the wrong spot. But on the bottom, I only have them right here. Nothing in the back. So all of those teeth in the back, there's not a bracket on them at all. And when I first went in, like I said, they did these 4. And then I went back and I think they did these 4, and then they just kind of slowly added the ones that I have on there. Tips and tricks for braces, guys, is brush, 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 brush. That's going to be all you really need to do. If you have good dental hygiene, then you need to make sure you amp up your game for braces hygiene. And that's kind of what I want to call it, is braces hygiene. The toothbrush that I use, this is going to be a medium to soft bristle toothbrush. You don't want a hard bristle toothbrush because it's not going to be able to get in, you know, around the tooth and everything if it's hard. So you want a soft toothbrush, and the one that I use is the Colgate 360. And I'm a firm believer of switching out your toothbrush every 3 months. If you don't do that, make sure you're doing that, because if not, that's gross. If you can't really switch out your toothbrush every 3 months, or you don't think about it, try at least cleaning it. And I recommend soaking it in vinegar, I don't know, like 30 minutes or so, to kind of like disinfect it and clean it. And you know, your mouth is kind of important. Everybody sees that when they first look at you, so you want to take care of it. And especially with braces, if you do not take care of your teeth, you will develop cavities quicker, because food and particles are going to sit on your tooth longer than if you didn't have braces, because there's little nooks and crannies for grubbies to hide in. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of your teeth. So the toothpaste that I use is the Crest Complete. This is the one with whitening and scope. Do not ask me how many times I brush my teeth a day. Like, I have a toothbrush obviously in the bathroom. I have a toothbrush in my office, in my desk, and a toothbrush in my purse, in my makeup bag, which is typically with me all the time. So there's a toothbrush near me at all times. Listerine Cool Mint. I use this, especially if you don't have that moment that you can brush. If you don't have Listerine nearby and you don't have time to run and grab a toothbrush and, you know, all that stuff, or maybe even you're embarrassed at work, swishing around water to loosen up the particles and junk in between your teeth will be a good idea. That way it's not just sitting there. And then just remember when you get home or when you're able to brush as soon as possible. And then the Oral-B Super Floss, ideal for braces, bridges, and wide spaces. And it has a stiffened end to floss under appliances, which I guess they're considering our braces as appliances. But this is what it looks like, and it comes with 50 in this box, the Oral-B Super Floss. And all of these products I purchased at Walmart. They might be available at Walgreens or Target or CVS or whatever, but Walmart I know has all of them. But it has a really hard plastic piece on this end, and then it kind of gets a little fat right here. And that, I kind of consider that the polishing piece. So I will loop this in my bracket, and then I'll go to this end first. And this kind of gets in between your gums and your teeth. And then afterwards, I will use this as kind of like a polishing piece. And if you guys can see, it's kind of like stretchy. But you want to take your floss like this and just wrap it around your fingers like this, and then that way you kind of have like something to hold on to, and then you can easily get in between the teeth this way. You'll get like swollen and puffy gums if you don't floss and brush regularly if you don't have braces. So imagine if you do have braces, how bad that's going to be, because food, like I said, food is going to be sitting up there and on there, and it's just going to be like decaying and getting disgusting. The next thing are these gum go-betweens, and this is the one for wide. And I don't know, it says use anywhere, even on the go. But I kind of like use these as an additional little flossing situation or brushing situation. It comes with 8 in here, and it says that they are antibacterial and that you need to replace weekly. It says rinse, brush after each use. I'll use one for like 2 days, but I kind of use it, like I said, the toothbrush can't necessarily get to everything that it needs to get to. So this little thing, you can kind of like go around the brackets and go in between the wire and reach places where the toothbrush will not. And if you'll see, it's kind of flexible. Like this little thing is really flexible. And so I'll use it, you know, on top of the bracket, maybe where the toothbrush has kind of missed. Those are my tools that I use with it. Yeah, so if I have not answered a question for you guys, or you have a follow-up question, or you want me to elaborate a little bit more, please make sure you leave a comment below. And if you feel like braces are for you, do it. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, for real. Just do it. If you're worried about what people are going to think of you, at the end of the day, you're going to be the one walking around with an awesome smile. Just go with what you feel is going to make you feel better about yourself. Or if that's just something that you want, you've always wanted, go for it. Again, it's hard being an adult with braces, but I don't care. Hopefully, I'll have these things off and I'll be gorgeous. What? And I'm going to do a close-up really fast before the video's over. Don't forget to wait till the end, because that's where the progression pictures are going to be. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!